Wow! That was amazing. I haven't had the audio for the pre-show music connected to the counter in months, and this is the first time it has actually timed out perfectly together on its own, because the graphic countdown and the piece of the music are two separate elements, and I start one and then I start another one, and that was really cool. That was really cool. So welcome everyone to today's show. Thank you all for being here. My name is Anthony Barocas. Wait, there we go. Oh, no, I just got to give it a second. Let me take, I'm in the midst of like tweaking, I'm in the midst of tweaking Restream now that I figured out I can have folders of content. So different things are in different places, and it's getting a little confusing until I get it all organized. Then it'll work great. So thank you all for being here. And now I can push that. Here it comes. My name is Anthony Barocas. I'm the Chief Gearhead here at StreamTek, and I want to thank you all for being here. I'm going to click Instagram right now. So if you are watching on LinkedIn, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram, you can message me. I will get your comments here right in front of me or over here. I've got two different devices. Instagram is vertical, so I have a separate device going vertical, but all the horizontal ones are over here on the screen. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to make this a little larger so I can see it. And, oh, you know what I forgot to do? Go away. Make it a little smaller. I forgot to set the audio. Audio, let's do this one. Hello, hello, there we go. So now Instagram has audio. And it is going to be an interesting show to hear today. So definitely, if you have any kind of questions, feel free to throw them into the comments. I saw the recent announcement with Hollyland's microphone, and that really intrigued me. This one, the Lark M2S, and they did something here that I have been asking microphone makers to do for a long time, in that most microphones have a clip that come across, and then they have a microphone which has a cable. I was like, if somebody could just integrate the microphone into the horizontal piece that we have there anyway, that would be the most tiniest little, perfect little discrete microphone you could possibly make. And Hollyland is the company that did it first. Now I know, like, I have a tram. I have a tram here, and tram is well respected in microphones. And let's go to my overhead. I have a tram here, and it is a little element like this, and you could rotate it on a clip to go like that and then be clipped behind the clothes. So you kind of had it, but you know, it's not exactly the same thing. What Hollyland has done, I think, first of all, it's wireless. That's the whole thing. That little clip is the whole thing. So that's amazing. And so you don't have the rest of this that is connected to the tram. You don't have all of this. You just have that. That is amazing. And so kudos to Hollyland. I don't have one. They have not sent one of these to me. They did send the previous Lark to me that I have, and we'll be talking about that today. And I find that very impressive. I found that very impressive in and of itself, but we'll get to that. So thank you all for being here. And as always, I love to know where you're watching from today. So feel free to put in the comments where you're watching from. This is an international show. This is a live show. You are here. I am here. I am not AI generated. I'm not going to read a script to you. All the products I have here I have not been compensated to talk about them. There's no paid promotions here. Saramonic, Hollyland, and Rode have provided product for me to use in this show, but other than that, there's not any compensation that has gone on. And if there are any links in the description after the show, those are affiliate links, and I might make 50 cents if you purchase one. Today's show is not limited to audio topics, so if you have any other streaming questions, feel free to throw them into the comments. I will see them in front of me or over here on Instagram. Come on, go bigger. And that way I can try and answer your questions. If I can't answer your question, I'm not going to scour the web and come up with an incorrect answer like ChatGPT would. And lastly, do you want to win up to $2,000 in prizes? Next week, live show is show 100. Today is show 99. Next week is show 100. That's 100 shows. There's only 52 weeks in a year, and I didn't do them every week, so this is over 2 years of work to get to show 100. I'm very happy that I've gotten to show 100, that I've made it, I should say, made it to show 100. And if you want to win some prizes next week, let me go to, do I go here? No, I go here. No, here. And you can join me on next week for over $2,000 worth of prizes for our 100th show. You can go to this QR code and it takes you to the StreamTek page that tells you, I should put it into the text as well. It takes you to the StreamTek page, or you can just go to streamtek.us, and tells you about all the different prizes that we're going to get. And I will take you there myself. So let me cue this up and take this out of the way. So here is the $2,354 giveaway, and I still have requests out. We still have a week, so it's likely to go up. I'm hoping to get a couple more things I can give away here, hoping, fingers crossed, if people get back to me. Maybe the emails are just ending up in spam, but hoping to. So for next week's show, spread the news. Share this. $2,354 so far. Let me move my cursor over here. Let me get rid of that ad. First of all, PTZ Optics. Thank you for PTZ Optics. They are giving away a 1-year Hive subscription. So if you have a PTZ Optics camera, or you can run the Hive software, which is free, on your local hardware, you can control multiple kinds of PTZ Optics camera from anywhere on the planet. It's basically a cloud subscription that gives you the ability, and I have a show on Hive, so you can go back and look at the Hive show, and PTZ Optics has a great page on what Hive can do, and they cover this weekly. Next up, Restream has been insanely generous, and I will plug them here because I am using Restream. I paid for this. I am using Restream to actually broadcast the show and handle the comments for these shows, except on Instagram, which is vertical. Restream is giving away 3 professional licenses, which is a $470 value. 3 of them. They're giving them away. Next up, YOLO Live chipped in 3 prizes, a 3-month YOLOcast plan, free NDI activation. So if you have an Ultra or a Pro or something like that, you can activate NDI. They'll just activate it for you for free on that device. And then also 3-month bonding. So if you want to try out the YOLO Live bonding and you haven't done it so far, bonding is available on the Mini, the Pro, the Ultra, and will probably be available on the Extreme when it comes, but is available on every current, and I believe it's available on the, yes, it's awesome. I'm looking at it right here. It's available on the InStream as well. So it's available on the 4 current YOLOBOX and InStream models. So bonding is available, and also the YOLOcast, which I don't know if YOLOcast directly includes bonding, but YOLOcast includes ASP, which is another way of overcoming internet vagaries. Video Guys, thank you very much to Video Guys. They have a $100 gift certificate. So if you win the gift certificate and you purchase something from Video Guys, you get $100 off. And Blackmagic Design is giving away a DaVinci Resolve Studio $295 license. Now, I know Resolve is free, but if you want to do some advanced things, higher than 4K resolution and different things, that's Resolve Studio, the more professional one that actually you have to pay for. That's what they're giving away, $300 worth of license right there. So that all of that is really cool, and all of that is going to be given away next week live during the show. So you need to be present to win. And once again, you can take that page, you can share it to other people in social media and whatnot, or share the link on YouTube to the show, because you can go to right to StreamTek, go to live, and you will see there's the live show and there's the prize giveaway show right there. It's already there. So you can share the link to that show and say, hey guys, you're going to have to check this out, be part of it. Hey, you could have a chance to win. I know it's kind of oxymoronic, because the more people you invite, the less chance you have to win. But maybe they don't want to win the prize that you want to win. So there's that. But I would love a huge crowd. I would love to have this place packed and really please a lot of people. More about me. I write for Streaming Media Magazine. You can see several of my features over here. If you're interested in streaming media, it's at streamingmedia.com. And then, as I mentioned, there's StreamTek.us will take you right here to the StreamTek website. And go away. There's also the StreamTek YouTube page. I've also created a group for AirMix. I don't know, Facebook, you suck. Just decided to reload that page. I have Frisco Studios. If you're here in the DFW area, I have shooting space here. I'm using it now. It's the small version of Frisco Studios. I used to have a larger space as well. But the stand-up studio that you see up there, the stand-up studio is rentable to anyone who needs it. And lastly, if you need streaming services anywhere, stream4.us, stream for us. That's who you would contact. All right. So let us get back to our discussion at hand. Today, we're going to be talking about tiny mics. And tiny is kind of not a misnomer, but tiny means different things to different people. We're not going to be talking about shotgun mics. We're not going to be talking about desk mics. We're not going to be talking about, music microphone mics. We're not going to be talking about instrument mics. We're just talking about microphones that you would use if you needed to interview someone. And the way things are going, they are getting tinier and tinier. So today I have a bevy of microphones that I can talk about. I don't have everything here. There are just so many different solutions available, and I covered some in a previous video that talks about the VHF mics, UHF mics, 2.4 gig mics, 1.9 gigahertz mics. Those are AVX from Sennheiser, and different things like that. And I've covered that, the broader scope, but today I'm just going to be talking about things that are tiny, because we don't really like having these chunky things. It's you can, use a handheld mic, and we're going to be talking about this a little bit too. And I will give, right off the bat, the lead to Hollyland with the Lark M2S for small, I guess. They could have called it M2T for tiny, for this thing. So the only thing you see is, can I do this? Because it's a touchscreen. It's not going to let me. Is that tiny little piece that comes in front. And that is really cool. That, I think, is a great little thing. And that is the office phone ringing. And they're going to swipe down. That's just going to go off for a couple seconds, so I apologize for that. While that's going off, let us see who has said hello. I appreciate you all being here. I actually went and tested. LinkedIn is working. Yay. Jeans Williams says hello. He is in London, the United Kingdom. Hello from Cleveland, Ohio. Need to add some pips at the beginning of the song just to time it with the countdown. Well, it used to be when I used a YOLOBOX, you can attach the countdown music to the countdown timer. So I just made the timer long enough to end properly. Right now, I produce on the Magewell Director, and the music is attached to the scene, but the countdown timer is a text overlay, which has nothing to do. So if I click to the scene, it starts playing, and then I add the timer, and then I start the show. Those are three different things. So that it doesn't work out that way. Today, it just happened to work. It was amazing. Hello to the McGee Academy of Arts and Sciences broadcast. Good morning from Pico Riviera, California. And hola from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Looking forward to this episode. Thank you for being there, Alan. I appreciate you being out there in the audience. Oh, Greece. Nice. I don't think I've had Greece before. Thank you. Andreas Parginos. I don't know if it's a hard or soft G, but I often get confused. People often think that my name is Greek because of the AS. So when I tell people that it's Anthony Barokas, they think it's Greek, but it's actually not. Hello from Columbus, Ohio. Why do you come back? I said, oh, because I got a timer on it. It's okay. Hello from Columbus, Ohio, from Kevin. Hello, Kevin. And Kirk Riley is down in Dallas, Texas. Thank you for being there. And as always, if you haven't already chimed in, because that is not, there's a lot more people watching than have chimed in already. I'd love to know where you're watching from, so feel free to throw that in the comments. And as mentioned, feel free, if you've got a different streaming question, feel free to throw that into the comments as well. It's not limited to tiny microphones. And don't forget to win some cool prizes next week. All right, let us get that out of the way and continue on with the show. So when we talk about these microphones, let's go here. Like, they typically come in a little case, right? Let me zoom that one out a little bit. They typically come in a little case, right? Here's a little case. If you go to Hollyland, oh, look. It's a little case. Do you have another one? Look, here's the Rode. It comes in a little case. Their other one comes in a different case. Look, you got a little case. But the one thing I find with all of these microphones that when I did a review of a full aim model, which is on this website, they all suffer from the same problem in that I'm carrying the mic. Yay, and it has the microphone built in, and here's the receiver. That's great. This one also includes the little adapters for USB-C and Lightning that I can't get out because I guess it's a magnet in there, so there's the little adapter in there. But what they don't include is like a lavalier microphone or the windscreen or here you go. Look at that. I've got these three microphones, but I want to add the windscreen. Where's the windscreen? It's in the bag of stuff that you also have to bring along with it. So they're all kind of guilty of that. So when you're looking at these kits, understand that you're going to get a cool little, oh look, I got this little thing. I'm great. I can just throw this in my camera bag and go. Not really. The latest Rode, this is the Generation 4, the Wireless Pro. The Wireless Pro, actually it says it right on there. They actually did kind of recognize that, and they include a companion case with everything else you need. You could just build a single bigger case, but no, they don't. So this whole second case here is for your cables, your clip adapters, your lavalier microphones, the other lavalier microphone, and then there's a ton. There's like a ton of like little fairies, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 dead cats. Yeah, 5 dead cats in here. And I only have 2 mics. So I haven't actually really dug into that. I mean, it kind of makes sense. At least 4 of them would make sense because you've got 2 lavs and then you've got 2 of the clip-on units, which has a microphone in it. So the way the Rode works is that you could clip Hey, let's go to the overhead just a little better. You can clip one of the windscreens around this microphone to provide coverage. And when I had the DJI mic for the NAB coverage, which I've returned because that was on loan, and I did a review of that. The way they did it was they didn't clip it on. They let you plug the windscreen into the plug, which made it super easy. It's not like fiddling it and trying to get it to clip it. Just like clunk, it's in, zhunk, it's out. Super easy. And they have different ways of doing this as well. Let's go, yeah, the overhead. Like Rode likes to have a USB-C as the charging connector. So when you go to charge it, you gotta, get it in there and make sure it sits in there firmly, and I guess it will light up down here on the little indicators on the bottom. Whereas other microphones, let's look at the Hollyland, they light up automatically because they've got these little contacts that when you put it in, there, that's going to charge. And when I take it out, there's this one. And when I drop it in, it's going to charge. That, I feel, is more typical of all of these microphones. If you go to the Saramonic and the full aim that I had and the DJI, this one's brand new. I haven't even, this I'm going to be doing a review on this. Still has the plastic on the screens and everything. Is not charging. But you see, just drop in, and that's how it's going to charge. But there's also one, I put it on charge, I'm going to have to go get it. There's also one that I think takes the crown for the tiniest kit. And I did a review of this one already. So this bag carries what I would normally go on a shoot with. This is a Saramonic. No, wait, this is Saramonic? Let me double check this. I think it's a Saramonic. UHF microphone. It is the UW Mic 9, and I have recommended this for many years. It's a UHF in the 500 megahertz spectrum. It's got a dual channel receiver with the two antennas. It's got 2 lavalier belt packs. It runs on AA's, and I use Energizer lithiums, and then it's got the lav that you can clip on and run the cable and everything. This is the whole kit: the transmitter, the receiver, the power, the cabling, and everything. And this, I did a review of this. This is, aside from just the lightning adapter or a cable to plug, to plug this into your camera, this is the whole kit, because this is the microphone, and the receiver. This is from YC Onion, and this is the Kiwi, and this, let me just scoot that out of the way. I did a review of this. This is the whole kit. So if you take this, you take that, and then turn it on, 2, there you go. Turn it on, 2, 3, there you go. And then turn this on. There you go. Now I have my entire 2 microphone, single receiver, and the headphone jack is right here in the side of the receiver. And then there's headphones, and then there's actually a separate cable to go to your camera. And the battery in the base unit, you can adjust the volume here. The battery in the base unit will actually charge the microphones, but they give you hours of power in this tiny little thing, and it's a directional mic, so it's aiming up. And then I don't have the little, I mean I do, but I kind of lied, because they give you a kit. Let's go here. They give you a kit that the microphone fits into, and then you've got clips that you could clip it on, or you could just use the, if you go past here and get one of the little battery, the little magnets, you can, very magnety. You could easily just, there you go. So that is very reminiscent of, or I should say this is very reminiscent of the Hollyland Lark, which is this one. And the magnet stays on the back, which is nice. And then you do the same thing. The kind of the same thing. I did customize this one because the front is designed with their logo. On the Hollyland, it's designed with their logo, but then they give you, they're fun people, I guess. They give you a sticker sheet that you could put on there. You know, I don't think anybody's, you know, or you could just black it out, which, thank you. You know, if you don't want to, you know, have an ad for Hollyland. Hello, I use this Hollyland microphone. If you don't want to do that, you could just take the provided sticker that they gave you and just put it over top, and or a smiley face or whatever. But then what I did was, let me do this so I don't lose the magnet. I put a StreamTek sticker on there, and I cut it to match. I think I did an okay job. And that way, you can kind of have a little bit of your own branding on there. And when I was at NAB, I talked with Saramonic, and they actually have one that has a little LCD screen on it that you can customize with your logo, where it'll cycle through pictures or things like that, which is bonkers crazy. But you could actually have like a little animated, you know, logo thing going on for your show. And it's like a little 1.5 inch, 4 centimeter screen. It's pretty big. But that takes us to one of the other things, is that these little microphones from Hollyland and YC Onion are pretty much, aside from the new Hollyland, are pretty much as tiny as you're gonna get. You know, and when I did the NAB coverage, I was using the microphone from DJI, which is more typical of, say, a Rode Wireless Go, or the Saramonic, which is, it's this chonky thing. Now, Rode realizes this is a chonky black square, and if I clip it on here, look, it's Rode. Okay, well, I don't want to see that logo, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck that in. Oh, look, it's Rode again. So they kind of realize that that's kind of not preferred by everybody. So they actually came out with a whole line of colors. So they could come out with a light cream color one that would go here, or a white one, or a pink one, or an orange one. It's just a whole series of colors, which is really cool, but you're still dealing with branding. And that seems to be pretty common throughout the range. Saramonic went so far as to, let's make it reflective, shiny, with a reflective, shiny button, and a silver grill on top. And the Saramonic and the Rode and the DJI mics, they're kind of weighty. They have a certain amount of heft to them. So if somebody's got like a light blouse, or, you know, an open, you know, sweat jacket, or, you know, like casuals or something like that, this is not really, it's going to kind of flop around and carry the weight of the clothing down with it, because it is kind of heavy. And that is something that I dealt with the DJI mics as well, is that these things, besides being chunky, they've got some heft to them that you're going to have to deal with. Now, in the end, I did over 20 interviews at NAB, and I kept one on myself, and I handed the other one off. I got it back. I handed the other one off. I got it back, and nobody cared. Now, obviously, I'm speaking to marketing people who are doing this all day long for several days at NAB and every other expo they go to. So this is kind of like, you give me the microphone, you know, they don't care, you know. Normal person working in a corporate office, they might be like, oh, that's kind of, you know, I don't want that thing hanging on me. It's very different if you take the Saramonic microphone and then you attach the lavalier. So that gets you, it becomes a little bit more complex, but when you do that, you take your Saramonic mic and then you add the lavalier. Now you've got this little thing, which is, it's feather light. So it's not heavy hanging on them. This can be down on a person's belt or waist, or, you know, out of sight, and hanging on the pocket or something like that. And then that way you know, it's lighter up here, it's more discreet up here than this thing is. You know, compare microphone versus chunky receiver. You know, maybe your thoughts are different. Maybe you're okay with the chunkiness. Maybe you like the chunkiness. I know a lot of people, you see all the different TikTok videos now, they're all like just holding the microphone. And sometimes they're holding the microphone with the windscreen on it because, I don't know, that's what they want to do indoors. So they've got this, look, I'm indoors and I've got this cool little thing that I want to tell you about, and I'm just going to hold my lavalier microphone with the windscreen on it, even though I'm indoors, and I could just clip it like that and talk with my hands. But I don't know, I guess that's a look, that's a certain vibe right now, because this is cool, because I feel like, you know, I'm talking to you. But this can actually be useful, holding it in your hand when you want to direct the conversation. Now, if you only have one microphone, Rode and Saramonic and third-party companies, they make little microphone sticks. So you can put this thing on here, and then, you know, either you use the little fuzzy that comes with it, or they give you a windscreen, which of course is still branded. And you put this thing over top. Now what this gives you is like a reporter microphone. So you can direct the conversation. And as someone who has interviewed people at expos and conferences and things like that, this is very useful, because not only does it allow you to control the conversation, like I'm talking now, and then when I'm done my question, and then when I feel they're done or I want to interject, I pull it away. They know, well, if you pulled the microphone away, I no sense in keep talking because I don't have the microphone anymore. So this is very useful to signify, like, I'm going to ask you a question, so what's your answer? Okay, that was a good answer, but I have a further, you know, you're controlling the conversation, you're directing it, and you have this physical thing that enables you to visually manage the conversation, as opposed to when I did this is still very tight. When I did the NAB coverage, I had my mic, I clipped their mic on, and then so they're talking, and I go to try and like, and they just keep talking, and they just keep talking, and it's a challenge to get the word in edgewise when people first, they seem to forget about the microphone, so they're just talking to you, and they're just telling, and they're excited, and they're going, and they're going, and they're going, and it's a little bit more of a challenge to, if you are at a conference and you're trying to like get specific sound bites or things like that, it's a challenge to manage the conversation when you don't have something physical to let them know you're done. So let me go back to the comments here, see if any questions came in. What a nice sticker. Thank you very much. Actually, the sticker that's on the Hollyland that I put together is actually, I had it, it's the temp sheet for larger stickers, for the stickers I was giving away. So this little sticker, it's like this little strip they include that says, you know, you got 50 of these stickers, this is the order number, and then they included this teeny little sample, which I was like, oh man, that's just about the right size to go on go on the microphone. Cool, because the actual sticker is like, you know, 2 inches big. It's like this big, so you'd only get like part of it. So it just worked out. Another one came in. That's why I bought plain black mic covers for my Rode Interview Go adapter. Yes, plain black mic covers. You can buy them from Amazon. The Saramonic one is actually very, very tight. I'm surprised. I've used the Rode. The Rode is very much like this. This one has a couple interesting features. The Rode one that I've used, I liked. It had a nice feel to it in controlling the conversation. This one is oval. Let me go over. This one is actually oval. It's not round. So it's kind of interesting that, well, it's tall, so I can't get it as low as where the focus is on the table. But it's not round, it's oval. I guess it allows you to like orient it in your hand because you can feel the ovalness. Then at the top, it's got these ridges for the clip of the microphone, because they built the microphone with little ridges in the back to clip in here and clip and hold that. And then it's got this felt pad on the front that meshes with a little grippy thing they've got here to help hold it. So you've got the clip, the grip, and all of that. And then when you stick it on like this, the interesting thing is I found is when I took it off the first time, it doesn't matter because it just took the microphone with it. Despite the fact it's got, you know, the clips in here and the grip on the back, it still was the mic cover is got a little bit of extra tightness on the end here. I don't think it's going to blow off once you put it on there. But the handle actually says it's compatible with the Blink, the Ultra, the Blink 500 Pro X, Rode Wireless Go and Pro, DJI mic. The reason is because this little slot is the same slot as, you know, not that one, the Rode, that everybody's building into the mic. So if you wanted to use the Rode microphone, you could put that in there. But because this is actually this is a little thicker, and this one has ridges, but it has a ridge further up here as well, and they don't line up. That one does, but when I put both of them, no, it does line up. Okay, it didn't line up there for a second. Ooh, that's actually got a really good hold. But you will notice that this is considerably wider than this. So you're going to have even more of a challenge fitting a square peg into a round hole. So you may find yourself going online and finding other phone windscreens that are bigger and not branded, so that you can just do this thing, or as we were talking about, just use the dead cat on there. I think most people these days are used to it and will talk into whatever you put in front of their face. But these are handy. The clip-ons are really good, you know, and you know, looking at the specifications, you can decide what your priority is. Is your priority something very small and discreet? Is your priority something that you could brand with the LCD display? Is your priority something that offers 32-bit float, which both the Rode and the Saramonic do, and internal recording, which the Lark does not? So there's different models based on what you're looking to do. And I will say that I was very happy to have used the DJI mic at NAB, where there's a lot of RF competition, and I turned on recording in the microphones from the receiver. Every interview I did, you could just use the touchscreen and turn on the recording. And that did save me twice, where there was so much RF, especially in the 2.4 gigahertz spectrum that all of these use. There was so much RF that the audio from the person to me, and I mean 3 feet, 1 meter, the audio was, I cannot cancel this, can I? The audio was glitchy. You know, it had problems getting from that 1 meter of distance, and the internal recording on the microphone had nothing to do with RF. It was from the microphone, encoded, recorded, and then after the fact, when I heard that I had bad audio in my camera, I was able to go back to that event and download the content from the microphone and bring that into my edit timeline and have perfect audio. So that is definitely, in terms of, you know, if you're just doing something casually, if you're doing off the cuff little like Instagram things and stuff like that, I don't think you need the internal recording. These things, you know, tiny little microphones like this would be great. You know, super tiny microphones like this would be, you know, great as well. Where did the other one go? Oh, it's so small, I lost it. And again, that's the whole thing. These things are really cool in terms of the fact that they're convenient. They're easy to carry as part of a lightweight kit, especially if you're using a mobile device like a phone as your recording device, because they're great quality cameras. So being able to take a receiver like this and jack it right into your phone means that your entire recording kit can fit into what used to just carry my wireless microphones. And that is why I feel like these tiny little microphones are just making everything so convenient and easy in terms of getting good audio, but also making it easier for us, you know, because like this old UHF kit, I mean, this is like 2 pounds of kit, and you know, being able to do comparable work with this and the pouch of cables, I will say with this, you know, it's at not even a quarter of the weight. It's got lithium rechargeable batteries, so I don't have to keep replacing AA's and carry a AA charger or whatever. And I don't have to use, especially because the microphones are so small, that I think it's very convenient to be able to put that little microphone on a shirt or blouse and just be, you know, that is just how it is. And they've got noise reduction too. So being able to take something and be like, okay, there we go, we got, you know, that's done, or, you know, maybe make it more centered or something like that. And you could even put it, I have to feel my way around, up there as part of the collar. Then it's kind of less intrusive, and it's still close. So I'm talking like this. I don't even have a big black chonky thing on here, but I'm still going to get good audio, and it's easy to manage between people, and it just has to reach between the camera and me. I'm not doing a live show. If I was going to do a stage show, I'm going to use these. I'm going to use the UHF microphones because I can actually do a frequency sweep. I can find out, you know, what the channels are good. Different cities have different TV stations and things like that. So doing a frequency assessment is very critical. 2.4 gig, you're at the mercy. You can't, it's harder to do a frequency sweep. A lot of the stuff is intermittent in that frequency range, and it's packetized data. So, you know, even if you do a sweep now, 30 seconds later, it could be something completely different. So that is my look at some of these tiny little microphones. A couple questions came in. Do you use mic flags for any of your mics? And if so, can you suggest any that would fit the Rode Interview Go mics? There's lots of Rode Interview Go. Now, they'll fit on the stick. You can find different flags from Amazon or wherever that fit on the stick. And that's why the sticks are probably as thick as they are, because that is about the size of an old handheld news microphone. I have one. I dare not even bring it out because nobody uses it anymore. But it's a type of microphone where it was built to last. It is probably 50 years old, and you could hammer in nails with it and then just do an interview. But that thickness of the centerpiece is fairly typical, although RE10s, you know, have different microphones at different thicknesses, so different flags at different thicknesses as well. I don't use a mic flag. Like I says, I was, for the show that I did, I just used these and clipped them onto the person. And I think audiences, especially for what I do, are technical audiences. We are kind of used to seeing that. There's so many YouTubers and Instagrammers and TikTokers just doing this. I think even doing this is acceptable anymore. You know, I've seen people just wave their phone in the air as the interview mic, which I think I don't quite get that at all. So then you're using a second phone to record, but another phone to do the audio. Just get by a microphone. Microphone's cheaper than a phone. And you know, with these little mics and the new one from Hollyland, this thing, I can definitely see a lot of manufacturers jumping on this bandwagon. This is like a proof of concept, and people are going to be like, of course, let's make it small. Let's make it easy to use. I mean, look at that, because that's one of the kits that they offer. They offer different kits. That is 2 transmitters and a receiver that plugs into your phone. That's the whole kit. There's not going to be any wires with that, and that's going to fit in the little case, and it's going to fit in your pocket. Kind of like the YC Onion one. I don't have the adapter on here, but that's how small this thing is. And then what else do they have? Again, they're not paying for sponsorship or anything. They've got these 2, the plug-in and the receiver, and then they've got, so I guess that one comes with a cable. Okay. And there's that. Oh, wow. They got a ton of stuff. How many different images they got? So, yeah, just seeing how small that piece is, and there's no wires dangling around, because that was always the biggest thing that got me with traditional lavalier microphones, is that, and that's going to be the same if you plug in a lav mic into, let me do it with the Rode. If you plug a lav mic into, you know, these clip-ons, so I've got the clip-on, and I don't want to do this. I really don't want to do that. Okay, so we're going to rule that out at first. So what we're going to do is we are going to take this, and then we're going to go into the accessory box, and then they've got these. It's interesting that they didn't make this metal and magnetic. They gave you a secondary piece, oops, that is metal, and it just took the other magnet off because they're strong. And then you put the clippy metal piece on here to make and it gives you an even brighter thing. And then you put the magnet on that. So that was, I don't know, I don't quite get that so much. And then you've got the lavalier, and I already got one out. And then we're going to need a lavalier clip. So you're going to take your microphone, your lavalier, not this piece. They give you extra ones of these because, let's go to overhead. This is threaded right here, which is good. It's not threaded on many of them, but it is threaded on the Rode, so different ones do different designs. And what that means is when you put this in here, and I'll explain why in a minute, when you screw the microphone, the transmitter onto the microphone, now it's not going to come out. It can't accidentally be pulled a little bit and now you're getting a bad connection. And if you're just using this for recording and you're not monitoring it, you'll never know that it's got a bad connection from the microphone into the recorder. And if you're not monitoring it live, you're going to have bad audio and not know it. But here's the little lav, which is kind of like the tram that I showed you earlier, kind of like the tram. So it's a, you know, if you're going to wear this, it's going to be a forward-facing mic. This cable is amazingly thin. But then you also still need the clip. So they give you a little clip here. And the clip is designed so that the microphone kind of fits into it. But then the microphone has this cable. So you're going to need to dress the cable. Actually, I'm going to need to do it the other way. I'm going to do it this way because I have clothes made for a man, so they open a certain way. So this way, and then the cable, the audio cable has to come around, and then you're going to put the audio cable in this little slot in the back. It's well thought out, but you're still dealing with, ignore the rest of it. You're still dealing with this. Now, this is still very nice, you know, but you see how you got the cable thing in addition to the horizontal piece? What they did with that is they said, let's just put the mic on the horizontal piece and there is no second thing to look at. That little line is it. The microphone is on that line. Like I was saying with the tram microphone, let me bring that back out. Like I was saying with the tram microphone, they took this, as opposed to doing it this way and have this cord stick out, which is exactly how this works, and the Rode holder does not rotate like this one does. So it has to be, the Rode has to be this way, or this way. And what Hollyland did was basically say, you know what, since we have to look at something black anyway, let's make that piece, the cable comes out to the microphone. So this is kind of what, you know, we're talking about. So this way you just have that, and you don't have the little dangly cord, because the cord is hidden by the horizontal piece that you're going to have anyway for the clip. The only other thing I've ever seen that was more discreet that I don't think is even available anymore is there was a company that came out with a microphone that had 3 pins on the back, and then you put the receiving element behind the close. So you could have like a little American flag pin, or they had one that looked like a fake button. So you could actually take the button of your shirt, unbutton it, and then use this fake button, which was the microphone, plugged into the microphone back behind the shirt, and then the cable went from that. So that was it. It was invisible. I don't even think that's a product anymore, but that was quite intriguing. But like I was saying, this thing is designed so it's holding it like this. The cable's always going to come down. You can't rotate this piece. It does not rotate. So you can't have it come sideways. That's just the way it is. And they have windscreens for it if you're going to be using that. And then you gotta have to wiggle this out. And like I was saying with this piece, it's nice that it screws in. But let me unscrew the microphone from the cable. All right, I'm gonna take that out. The one thing you would notice is that, oh no, now I can't use that microphone with other pieces because they've designed it with this thing, this shield, and now I can't get it to go all the way in to work on other devices. Actually, that's not the case. First, you can use other microphones with this. They just won't have that, you know, lock there. And you can use this Rode microphone with other microphones because they actually made this come off. So now you have the proper length to go into any piece of audio gear. And Rode actually makes like XLR adapters. So you can make this Rode microphone into the XLR adapter into a powered cable with phantom power. And this comes on, which is probably also why they give you 2 extras. Because you're going to lose these things. You're going to drop it in the grass. It's going to be gone. You're going to be like, yep, oh, it's gone. But this is why it's not freely spinning. I mean, it is freely spinning, but when I turn it, it's actually unscrewing itself. So in order to have this on all the way and then go onto, where did the microphone go? There it is. And then go on to screw onto here, I actually have to rotate the transmitter into the microphone. Because if you come over here, you plug it in and turn just this, what you're going to do is you're unscrewing it from the microphone onto the transmitter, and then you've got this. So in essence, what you really want to do is you want to screw the transmitter onto the microphone like that. Now it's in all the way and it's secure. It's not going to accidentally fall out. So if somebody bends over or something like that, it doesn't yank out the cable. So that's how that works. A couple more questions come in. We once had a license interference from a microphone on our two-way headsets. I had to run through the venue to find the media person to tell them to knock it off. On our two-way headsets, the headsets, there are 2.4 gig microphone headsets. I just did a show, and Hollyland and others are all doing 2.4 gig with the headsets. And the thing is, the headsets are doing their own protocol for communications. The microphones are doing their own protocol for communications. And then Wi-Fi is doing its own protocol for communications. And then if you have a wireless video hop, like a Hollyland or a Teradek or something like that, that's doing its own version of communications, and none of them care about the other ones. Because 2.4 gig is unlicensed spectrum. You can make anything that talks any sort of protocol using any particular arrangement of frequencies, as long as you get approved by the FCC, you can turn it on and block out everything else. That's the scary part about 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. It's open, unlicensed spectrum, meaning the end user doesn't need a license. These still have to be, in America, FCC approved, and I'm sure there's a European body and international bodies as well. So they need to be approved based on frequency purity, not going in off frequency, the strength of the transmitter, etc. like that. We were on a coordinated frequency. It was a Rode microphone. Fun stuff. Yes. Big shows like the Super Bowl, there's actually a frequency coordinator. You cannot go into the Super Bowl stadium and turn on a microphone. They need to know what you're going to do, where you're going to do it, what you're going to use, what frequencies is on, because there's just too much media there. So they need to coordinate all those frequencies. Lars, thank you for jumping in here. I just got a set of the full aim, 4 transmitters and 1 receiver. Not bad quality and very easy to use. Yes, that is one of the neat things. It's very interesting that there's very few cameras that do 4 channels. There's a receiver that can receive 4 channels, but most of them only output 2 channels. Maybe there might be one that can receive 4 channels and then have 2 audio outputs, stereo, to give you 4 independent audio. But the ones I've seen so far are just stereo outputs or fully mixed. Like the YC Onion, it's a 2-channel, it's got 2 microphones, but the output is fully mixed. That's mono. So you get both microphones in both channels, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's built to be a very simple microphone. And if you're going to iPhone, that's kind of what you want to do. You know, like this is made to just plug into the bottom of an iPhone or Android phone and just record your stuff. So if I'm only going to use one mic, I don't want it to come in just one channel. I want it mixed to mono, which is what this is for and why it's designed that way. More professional things like the Rode or the Saramonic, they're going to give you split or mix or with noise reduction or without, internal recording or not. You know, they give you all these different flexibilities. Jens, if they can add onboard recording 32-bit float version. Actually, both this Saramonic, I didn't give you the model of the Saramonic Ultra and the Rode Wireless Pro are 32-bit float with in-microphone recording. Both of those. And a lot of them are. The DJI that I used months ago for NAB, that was 32-bit float internal recording as well. I didn't use the 32-bit float. I just kind of set the levels and it worked out fine. But if you're working something where you don't know what the dynamics are going to be, and it could be, you know, very dynamic, like you're doing sports or something like that, you know, motocross, 32-bit float would probably be really good. Don Cato says, Salute, Anthony. Good to have you here. Hiding the cable and transmitter on talent is always awkward, especially on dresses at events and talks. Yes. Yes, it is. As if you're doing a conference event and there are just panel after panel event with women wearing different blouses and tops, stretchy tops and things like that, and you're just like, you know, that's where something like this really does start to pay off. Even if it's the only one, even if it's just for a couple panelists, you have it available and the receiver is plugged into the audio mixer and the receiver is like on stage plugged into a receiver, plugged into an audio mixer, so you feed that back. It's not trying to reach the whole length of a conference room. You want to have the receiver close because these are meant for close things. But being able to, you know, hand a woman, here you go, here's the magnet, if you could just stick that on, and she'll be like, yeah, sure, whatever. Bam. She doesn't care. It's, you know, she just doesn't want you to do it, and it becomes this whole issue. Although I have worked with, you know, different corporate events and different CEOs or marketing people or whatever, and they know they're going to walk on stage, and they actually walk over to the other thing. They're like, go ahead, do what you got to do. You know, this is, you know, they know it's part of the business, and, you know, a professional is going to be, you know, doing it in a very proper way. One more comment in here. I had on the road, I sometimes hear a high-pitched shrill. Is that feedback or interference? Mostly when the Duo slider is all the way up. I don't know. I've not heard a high-pitched shrill, and there's nothing. I mean, there's nothing on the microphone that should be feeding back on itself because there's no speaker. There's no output on this device, except, you know, there's no output on the transmitter. So there's an audio in electrical and there's an audio in, you know, a mic element. So if you're using this on a handheld or something like that and you hear a shrill, it shouldn't be anything. The phone windscreen should be, you know, orally invisible, and the handle should not have any effect on it at all. So I can't speak to what that might be. So I tried, but like I said, if I don't know, I'm going to tell you that I don't know, and I don't know. So I hope this has helped you understand the bevy of choices that are available with wireless mics these days. You know, from chunky mics that offer internal recording and 32-bit float and a lot of capability. The Saramonics are even IPX5 rated, so there's actually a little splash resistance here as well. From these to tiny little clip-on microphones that are just getting even more discreet, to the ability to add, you know, still connect a lavalier microphone and run the cable on there around the body as well, magnets, clip-ons, and different solutions like that. There's a lot of different ways you can leverage tiny microphones to make sure you're getting the audio you need in a very easy and convenient way. With that, I'm going to say thank you all for being here. As I mentioned, do not miss next week's show. I'm going to put that link back up. Do not miss next week's show because, again, there's going to be $2,000 in prizes. And if you miss it, you've got to be there to win. I'm not putting the entry QR code. I'm not putting the entry code up until the show. So nobody's going to know where the entry form is until the show. And that means the entry form is going to happen during the show and the prizes will be given away during the show. So if you're not there and able to type your name in and address during the show and be there when I spin it, you're not going to win. So next week, next Wednesday, same time as today's show, but next week is going to be the giveaway show. And as I said, here, let me bring that up again. If you go to the StreamTek website, streamtek.us will take you here, and then you come over here to show 100. There is $2,354 of giveaways so far. I'm hoping to get a couple more. I'm really fingers are crossed to get a couple more. And there's going to be PTZ Optics. Thank you, PTZ Optics. 1 year of a Hive subscription. Restream. Thank you to Restream. Professional license. There's going to be 3 winners. Not just 1, but 3 winners. That's a huge giveaway. YOLO Live is giving away a 3-month YOLOcast, a free NDI activation if you have a Pro or Ultra, and 3-month bonding, which basically works for any of their current devices. Video Guys, thank you, Video Guys. They are giving away a $100 gift certificate. So you can take that $100, go to their website, and apply it to something you want. So if you wanted the new Rode Wireless Pro, it's a $100 gift certificate. It's $100 off. It does not say minimum order. So just, you know, find something that it's $99. I don't know. As far as I know, you can do that. And Blackmagic Design chipped in DaVinci Resolve Studio. I know it's not a streaming thing, but a lot of us edit stuff. And this, the Resolve Studio, is the higher end version that gives you 8K and all different kinds of capabilities that the lower end version, the free version, does not. So if you already use Resolve free, this could be useful to do those extra things that might be behind the, oh, you need the higher end license. So that is the giveaway next week for the StreamTek 100th show. Yes, over probably 2.5 years I've been doing this. Many of the shows were for YOLO Live. That's why the StreamTek doesn't go all the way back to show 1. But I've continued doing these shows every week. And this is the 100th show in a row that I've done. You can also check out my writings at streamingmedia.com. Sign up for newsletters at streamingmedia.com. And be sure to like and subscribe at the StreamTek. You see it right there, 100 prize giveaway. There's the show. It's there for next week. Go get it. You can, if you click on that, you can say notify me right there. You can go do that on the YouTube website right now. That is what's going to be, and I'm doing this for you because I'm not getting any of those prizes. I don't have a professional license on Restream. I don't have PTZ Optics Hive. This is for you as viewers of the show. So thank you all for being there. If you need to reach out to me, you can use the contact form at stream4.us. Stream for us. You can use the contact form, which is right there, and reach out to me there. So thank you very much, everyone, for being here, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.